Welcome to the Club of Secret Mental Techniques, the fourth installment, Cinematography. Doctor, one of the most transcendental and enigmatic questions that human beings ask themselves is, what is the purpose of life? After decades of dedicated research, our team of scientists has come to the definitive conclusion that the fundamental objective of our existence is to continually learn how to acquire, generate, and perfect the maximum amount of knowledge possible. This implies developing a true mastery of information management, which in turn demands a highly effective and strengthened conscious mind. The strengthening of our conscious mind is essential as it enables us to manage and process information with increasing effectiveness. What's your professional opinion on this, Doctor?
Most definitely, Carla, it is. There are many of us who go through life without truly understanding what we are doing, simply like a bunch of those little machines jumping from one place to another, aimlessly wandering through life. Once you truly discover the fundamental purpose of life, your entire world transforms completely. Everything changes because you come to realize that everything revolves around this. People who learn this when they're young go to college and strive to acquire the most knowledge possible. They try to gain as much understanding as they can. Those who do not go out into the world eventually come to understand that it is exactly the same in life. In life, it's going to be the same school, or rather, an even harder and more challenging school. But it will force you to learn one way or another. And if you still haven't come to this realization in life, you'll find yourself in jail, and there you'll still be forced to learn no matter what path you take or actions you pursue. You'll end up in the exact same place anyway. We come here to acquire knowledge.
That's precisely correct, Doctor. Life itself presents us with a vast array of information and knowledge that we are able to take in and then further develop. But sometimes, as you said, we wander blindly from one place to another. It's due to the subconscious, Carla.
Because every single second you are presented with the choice to engage your conscious mind and be fully aware, or to simply exist within your subconscious mind.
Yes, Doctor, that's right. Our conscious mind empowers us to not only perceive, comprehend, and assimilate increasingly complex knowledge, but also to forge connections between different pieces of information and generate entirely new insights and understanding, while our subconscious mind merely enables us to go over them again and again. Consciously perceiving them helps us select which knowledge to focus on and which to discard as unfounded. This enables us to discern what is valuable and what lacks a solid basis. Our understanding empowers us to assess the reliability of information, whereas comprehension guides us to grasp its underlying logic and its relationship to other concepts. Furthermore, it facilitates our discovery of how specific knowledge can yield practical benefits and lead us toward novel ideas and groundbreaking discoveries. What do you think about this, Doctor?
Definitely, the subconscious mind does not allow you to differentiate clearly. You tend to group everything into one concept, but in reality, these are entirely distinct concepts. To perceive information really just means to look at it and notice it. It's like if an accident happens on the street and a police officer comes and asks you, did you see what happened? Yes. What happened? I don't know. They crashed. That's perceiving. Understanding is, see what happened? Yes, they crashed. Know why? They collided because, well, this car impacted the other one in this manner. And why? No, I don't know that part. So that next step is to truly comprehend it. How it occurred and all the specific details. No, it's that the driver was on the phone, got distracted and wasn't paying attention. So they are, as you can see, they are three totally different things. Therefore, if you arrive at the realization that existing within the subconscious mind prevents you from differentiating things clearly, it truly hinders your learning process and prevents you from becoming proficient or an expert in any given area. And consciousness itself genuinely opens up a completely new realm of possibilities, of questions, and of all the intricate details. My experience of being on this planet, when I used to do it subconsciously, compared to when I do it consciously, it is truly a completely different world. But it's completely different. The initial experience was incredibly dull, and this current one is endlessly entertaining, full of mystery, truly enigmatic, everything you could possibly desire.
Yes, we are certainly living through a fascinating era, full of diverse situations, but as you so accurately stated, 1, to provide an example related to our relationships with other human beings, sometimes we perceive, for instance, that a specific person possesses a difficult personality, and you understand that their problematic behavior could create an issue for you. But it would be necessary to understand the very root of why this particular individual is the way they are. And many times, that's where many of us human beings don't reach that point. We don't want to engage in understanding. And sometimes that difference in understanding helps us to foster a better connection and relationship with that individual, because by truly comprehending why they behave in a certain way exactly, we can develop greater empathy.
Almost always we stop at perception.
Yes.
Or we simply halt at the understanding. We never reach comprehension.
To grasp. In this context, Doctor, music has undeniably played an essential role in our human evolution because it truly stimulates key skills in our cognitive processes, such as the selection, retention, and application of knowledge. In addition, it can make these processes much more pleasant and even enjoyable. However, while music has brought about single-digit increases in consciousness, cinematography has achieved impressive triple-digit advancements, almost immediately reflecting our technological progress. In turn, technology has also served as a catalyst for these processes, significantly accelerating our capacity for information management.
Yes, Carla, if we take a closer look at a study examining the evolution of technology, specifically how we've advanced it, has always progressed in parallel with the evolution of music. And then, once we began exploring cinematography, that's where you see the dramatic quantum leap in technology. And you know, lately, I feel that with these techniques and with what the movement that is already happening worldwide regarding the acquisition of knowledge will once again spark technology, elevating it to a truly quantum level.
We are growing in parallel to the extent that we can apply these techniques, Doctor.
Exactly.
However, Doctor, the benefits provided by the secret mental techniques surpass the significant evolutionary progress seen in music and cinematography by thousands of times. Since these techniques are directly focused on developing the effectiveness of the conscious mind and utilizing technology to help us control our emotions, which ultimately enables us to achieve our goals with ever-increasing proficiency and success.
Exactly. This is a principle that we've been applying in engineering for centuries, wouldn't you agree? Well, it's certainly not the same thing to dig a well with your hands as it is to bring a shovel, then a pickaxe, and then all the necessary excavation equipment. And currently, we are in the process of digging many, many kilometers deep within the Earth's core. Those differences, when it comes to humanity, these issues have not been addressed as they really should have been, for various reasons that we've already covered throughout the discussions on the techniques. That's why we are now going directly to the equipment, to perfecting the excavation equipment, to make the equipment well. And that excavation equipment for us humans happens to be our conscious mind. It's what gives us the power to go deeper, right? To work miracles instead of continuing to dig with our hands.
Yes, it provides us with that capacity to venture further, delving much deeper. Don't you agree?
I mean, yes. The conscious mind helps us learn how we continuously enhance the power of the conscious mind, allowing us to learn at a much faster pace and with significantly greater depth each time, and acquire the greatest amount of knowledge possible.
Although music, cinematography, and technology have brought about significant advancements in honing the efficacy of our conscious mind, these advancements alone have not proven sufficient to tackle the contemporary challenges humanity faces. The core issue, Doctor, is that these specific processes have been focused solely on a minuscule portion of the population, which profoundly influences the collective behavior of our entire species.
Yes, Carla, well, you see, we observe it in all the challenges that humanity is currently encountering, which are already numerous and quite critical. For example, the issue of overpopulation, I sense that there are countries that are incredibly solving this problem well. We have Europe, the United States, Canada, and also Mexico. However, the remaining parts of the world have not yet recognized the critical importance of acting swiftly and comprehensively in this regard. Why? Because we see, I don't think any scientist would argue that overpopulation isn't one of our most serious problems. We observe it in ecology, resulting in the destruction of the planet. This planet is truly a spectacular creation. We have not discovered anything more beautiful, nothing more precious in the entire universe. So we have to take care of it, we have to take care of it. I'm not just saying we should take care of it, we have to make it more beautiful every time. That's what we're here for, right? Not to. Flooding it with plastics and damaging its magnetic field, its ozone layer, we are destroying it in countless ways.
The secret mental techniques, Doctor, enable us to pinpoint problems, become fully aware of them, and then actively address them.
Exactly. All the inhabitants of this planet, all of us, we truly have to take action in alignment. It's not the same for certain countries to do something as it is for the entire planet to be in complete alignment and in sync with one another to tackle the problems.
That's right. Similarly, Dr. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which specifies that subatomic particles sometimes act like particles and at other times like waves. Human beings, alternate between individual behavior and behavior as part of a group. In the same way that we acknowledge great accomplishments achieved through teamwork, we must also value the results gained from individual effort. Therefore, it's absolutely crucial that we cultivate the capacity to precisely identify those moments when we must engage in collective action versus times when it's imperative to act autonomously. What's your opinion, Doctor?
Well, I'm not sure if you've noticed it, Carla, but it's incredibly important. When we find ourselves in the desert, as the song goes, at the Hotel California, we behave with a distinct personality. And when we're among a group, like during a soccer match, right? We act quite differently. We absolutely must see that, because some people completely lose their individual personality when they're part of a group. They become entirely different individuals. And of course, there absolutely must be a change, right? But without losing control, right? There are times when things can get a bit out of hand. Look, in individual behavior, it's very rare for you to commit destructive matters, wouldn't you say? Almost all of your destructive tendencies come from collective behavior. Well, yes, it is because your inner beasts connect with the inner beasts of others. And they become much more powerful. There's the Hotel California. And now we must acknowledge, Carla, that we haven't been able to delve into the topic of cinematography, which was our intended objective, right? However, cinematography possesses many facets that would definitively necessitate a substantial amount of time to fully delve into. Because one fundamental thing we need to acknowledge is that if we come here to learn over and over again and through reincarnation, well, cinematography can save us many lives, can't it? Because if you're already observing the life of a public figure, like an idol from the world of cinema or a rock and roll idol, that initially when you were younger, you envisioned them leading glamorous lives, but then you come to understand that the majority of them in fact lead very, very difficult lives. They already save us a lot of trouble. You don't want to go to God again and ask, hey, I want to return to Earth and become a rock and roll star. No, you've already learned your lesson from watching a film.
Yes, it's great.
We have to look into that topic.
Don't forget that to become a member of the Club of Secret Mental Techniques, you just need to send an email to lastechnicasecretas@gmail.com, including your full name and country of origin. Also, don't forget it's completely free of charge.